Hi, welcome to road.cc. Now, we get a lot of emails about training, and one of them came in the other day and it said this. Hi, road.cc. I'm a Cat 4 cyclist from the UK and I want to move up the ranks this coming race season. How many miles should I aim to ride per week?
Well, we often receive questions just like this one, asking how many miles you have to ride to get X amount quicker. And to be frank, it doesn't work like that, does it?
Not really, no.
No, it's kind of like asking how long is a piece of string without a tape measure. But anyway, we'll give it a good go. And during our annual game of Top Trumps in the office, we realised that there is a definite correlation between how many miles you ride and how quick you are.
Yeah, definitely. So let's do some introductions. So I'm Dave. The script says very kindly, Jamie, that I'm an average Cat 3
I thought
rider,
you were an average Cat 3.
Once upon a time I might have been, but that's probably not the case right about now.
I'm Jamie, I'm a Cat 2, an average Cat 2 in fact. I always seem to be able to get enough points to stay in that level, but not really enough to ever move up or challenge this lot, for example.
Yeah, and I'm Ed. You probably haven't seen me before. I write reviews for road.cc and I race for Wales Racing Academy. Started this season as a first cat and now I'm an elite.
Right, well, I don't think this is going to be a very close competition, Jamie, is it?
It's not.
But
maybe if we add ours together.
Yeah, maybe. Let's see what we've got, shall we? Let's go through some of our numbers from 2022.
Let's kick off with total distance. That's the big one, isn't it? I'm not scared. I did 12,812 kilometres. In kilometres, please, Dave. I know you're over that.
No, I ride
miles.
Audax a lot, so you know, I'm kilometres kind of guy.
Good.
7,456 for me.
And I'm
Winning so far.
21,362 kilometres.
Oh, yeah. So if you add ours together,
if we add ours together,
still not at.
We're not quite as much, are we?
No, we're getting close.
Quite. We got there. We nearly got there.
There's a challenge for next year.
Yes.
Right. So how many hours? Maybe we did it slow enough to have more hours.
I mean, I certainly did it more slowly than him, I expect. So I took 315 hours to do that. So that gives me an average speed of 23.7 kilometres an hour.
Maybe you did some
Not
hills.
quick. Probably also boosted by the fact that quite a lot of those miles were on Zwift, where you tend to move more quickly than you do outside.
As were mine, but then so is.
So mine, and a lot of racing. When racing,
oh yeah, that's
just general racing happens to be.
All of your miles were drafting people, basically. So I did 440 hours, and that gave me an average speed of 28.12 kph.
Not bad.
Getting close. And I did 676 hours, giving me an average speed of 31.6 kilometres an hour.
That does mean if we add
one ride at that speed.
If we add our time together, though, we do beat him on that.
Yeah,
one.
we've done more hours between us.
So let's find out if all of your elevation was really flat, and that's why your average speed was so high. So I did
in South Wales, so I think it's unlikely.
Zwift is flat.
Yes, the Zwift route.
Anyway. I did 140,000 meters of elevation gain.
Okay, I did 75,000, so
almost
exactly half.
Wow.
Living in Bath as well.
Well, Wiltshire's flat, isn't it? Go that way. Yeah.
And then I did 227,450 meters.
Most hours in a month. Now, I got off to a very good start to the year.
I also got off to a very good start.
I did 53 hours in January, and most of that was with Ed, because he made me ride a lot.
Right.
But it was in the sun.
Yes, it was.
Yes,
we cheated.
I wasn't in the sun in January, but that was still my best month with 50 hours.
That's
a lot of Zwift in January. Mm-hmm. I had such big plans, Jamie. I had such big plans for the year.
I haven't seen you at a single race, I don't think.
Well, it wasn't the racing I was going to do. I was going to do an ultra in May, and then I got ill and injured and had to do some adulting along the way.
Oh, excuses.
It all got a bit binned, but yeah. January was good.
And then in March for me, I did 85 hours, which I think was just as you're getting into racing, like the big main chunk of race season. And it's
I haven't done the maths properly, but that is
over 20 hours a week.
It's half of a part-time job, isn't it? And half of a full-time job.
Yeah. Over 2 hours a day.
Yeah.
Easily. Maybe 2.5. Don't know. You can do the maths in the comments.
It's more than I will ever do ever. Yeah.
How many personal records did you get this year then?
I got, Jamie, 587 personal records. How do you feel about that?
I feel like I've won. I've got 2,098.
2,000?
Yeah. I've been...
We had a close battle there. I got 2,057. Yes, Jamie.
You're a winner. You've
I've
won
won
something.
a stat.
You've won something. I'm so proud of
It's
you.
probably not the one I'd choose to win, if I'm honest.
I
but
also think, though, a lot of the personal records would be when you do laps of things. You know, if you're just doing a race for the first ever time.
Well, not the first ever time.
Okay, yeah, but you do a race, you do like 3
okay.
laps of a circuit.
Yeah.
All right, well, you've both won something. Let's see if I can get in on
Yeah,
that,
go on then.
right?
Yes.
What about some all-time records? What is your all-time longest ride, Jamie?
It's not an Audax. It's 210 kilometres in the Alps.
Very nice.
I think given the Alps, it means it's
That counts double.
yeah,
Perfect.
Still won't win.
Oh,
gosh. So I've done 350 kilometres as my biggest ride, and that was with one of our uni mates when he rode home, and I just made a little loop of basically the south side of Wales.
to be fair, he did
Nice.
500.
He did, yes, yeah.
Fair play. So my longest is 602.6.
Wow. Yeah,
600k Audax.
I don't fancy doing that
I've also done
anytime soon.
500k on Zwift,
No.
which I
really
guarantee
don't
I
wanna
will
do that.
never, ever do again.
Right then, biggest climb ever.
Biggest climb ever.
Yeah.
Ed.
So I've done the Puig Mayor out in Mallorca,
Is that how you
and
pronounce it?
Yeah, it's pretty good, I thought.
Pig Major, that one. 1,024 metres.
Ah. Well, mine's almost exactly double that, up the Stelvio, 48 hairpins,
It's not
which
similar
is
then.
2,033 metres of ascent.
You've got me. I've done 1,905, which is the Telegraph in Galibier.
Oh, I've never done the Galibier. I'd love to do the Galibier.
Oh,
How was
it's
it?
tough. I stopped in several lay-bys and ate 1,500 calories per lay-by and just about made it over the top with a lot of encouragement from some mates.
So, in conclusion, yes, it would appear that if you ride further, then you'll be faster. But it's not quite that simple. So there's a few things to bear in mind. You know, you're not just simply grinding out as many miles as possible, are you?
Yeah, firstly, not all miles are created equal. Obviously, flat miles are easier than hilly miles.
Also, Zwift miles are easy.
They are. Just as zone 2 chatty ones are also easier than high intensity ones. That's to say that to get as much training benefit as possible, you need to vary the type of riding you do rather than simply focusing on the most time in the saddle.
Yeah, although that is important too. I mean, let's take Ed here as an example. So the majority of his training is going to be structured by your coach, presumably. So, you know, if you're really keen, like he is, then the type of riding you do will actually vary depending on the time of year. So what are you up to now, Ed?
So it's the winter. So it's base at the moment, and I'll build into some sweet spot, and then basically more intensity as I get closer to the season and whatever.
Then there's the fact that the more miles you do, the more chance of injury and illness there is, just like
I
you
got
back
ill
in
twice
May.
from trying to go too hard.
Cycling yourself into the ground by spending hours in the saddle each day is certainly not going to benefit your performance.
No, as I found to my cost. So, for example, if I went out and tried to ride Ed's weekly mileage, I mean, I might be able to do it once, maybe, but I'm pretty sure, you know, some of my joints or muscles would give up probably before my willpower did.
If you'd like to see Dave ride at then like this video. If you're thinking about increasing your workload, then I'm afraid the best way to do it is to do it gradually. That way you lessen the chance of injury as you're giving your body a chance to adapt. As your mileage goes up, you might also need to consider upping strength and conditioning sessions, or maybe at the very least, starting them.
Yeah, I don't do so much of the strength and conditioning.
I don't.
sessions. How about you?
I don't.
I try. And that brings us on to another important point. I've seen loads of riders train and they wonder why they're not getting quicker. Yeah, so you have to have some rest built into your training plan. You can't just keep riding flat out because those adaptations will never be able to settle in. So what I like to do, 3 weeks on, nice, big, and then you take that 4th week, so you could do it the last week of the month. Just nice and easy.
See, I go for every 3rd week easy, so that must be why my distance was so much less.
Yeah, and I go for every week easy. And, you know, every now and then I happen to do a hard one.
On purpose? Or?
Well, it's normally by accident, really.
Fair enough. So it seems that the key to success is perhaps not simply doing the most miles possible, and rather consistent training with progressive overload, whilst building an adequate recovery.
So thanks for watching this, and if this video has motivated you to get out on the bike and put in the hard graph, but the weather outside is less than ideal, then you can check out our video comparing indoor training software using the link popping up on your screen now.
How many miles have you ridden this year? Let us know down in the comments section below, and we will pin the biggest number we can find, and we might even verify it.
Don't make it up though.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Can I do the like, comment, subscribe thing?
Yeah, go on then.
Like.
Leave a like to help out the channel, and if you want to see more content like this, then give us a subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.